This is not medical advice. I am not a doctor or a healthcare professional. If you decide to do a microbiota transplant, you do it at your own risk. What material do you need to do a homemade fecal transplant in capsules? Absorbent pad. Absorbs liquids. Optional. Food grade zip bag. Essential. Kitchen scale. Essential. Disposable plates. Essential. Strainer filter, preferably nylon. Essential. Silicone spatula. Essential. Disposable spoon. Essential. Ointment with menthol or eucalyptus. Optional. Face masks. Optional. Disposable latex gloves. Optional. 1 or 2 syringes, 30 milliliters in size. Essential. Mineral water to swallow the capsules. Essential. Cup or glass. Essential. Paper towels. Essential. Empty capsules. Size 00 Drcaps and size 000 Drcaps. Delayed release capsule. From Pure Capsules, UK. Essential. It is also advisable to have saline solution to mix with the stool. I'll leave the list on screen so you can take screenshots. Good? Now we have everything. Let's begin. First, put on disposable gloves. Then, although it's not essential, I like to place an absorbent pad on the table to avoid stains, and on top of it I like to add a layer of paper towels. Take out 2 or 3 disposable plates. On one plate, prepare the size 00 Drcaps, and on the other, prepare the size 000 Drcaps, delayed release capsule. From Pure Capsules, UK. Depending on which stage you are in, you'll need more or fewer capsules. If you're just starting, try with 5 or 10 capsules. If you already have experience and transplants feel good for you, you should try to reach about 40 capsules. Keep in mind that a 30 milliliter syringe equals approximately 20 capsules. At this stage, I like to already take out the approximate number of capsules I'll use so that later I don't have to keep track of how many I've swallowed. Always take a few extra capsules because sometimes one gets lost during the process. We need mineral water or saline solution to prepare the mixture. Better if it's saline solution. The ratio is 2 parts mineral water or saline solution to 1 part stool, usually 60 milliliters of water or solution and 3 grams of stool. On the scale, put the plate and the zip bag to zero out the weight. Optional. Apply some menthol and eucalyptus ointment under your nose to make the smell of the stool easier to tolerate. We also put on a mask to avoid contaminating the sample and to reduce the smell. With a disposable spoon, take about 30 grams of stool and add it to the zip bag. Now comes one of the most delicate and complicated parts of the process. We need to remove the air from the zip bag. In the video, I'm showing it incorrectly because doing it on a horizontal surface makes it easier for the stool or liquid to spill. It's better if the zip bag is in a more vertical position so the stool and liquid stay at the bottom, making it easier to remove the air without spilling. My recommendation would be to do this in the bathroom sink, leaning against the vertical inside wall. Once the air is removed from the zip bag, make sure it's tightly closed and begin to massage the stool so that it breaks down and mixes with the saline solution or mineral water. Be patient. This process takes at least 3 to 5 minutes, making sure the stool breaks down well. Note, some people use blenders instead of zip bags, but I don't recommend this because it can create small air bubbles. Next, take the strainer, the spatula, and the syringe or syringes. We'll need a couple of plates. One to set aside the strainer after we've finished, and another to collect the filtered stool. Proceed to filter the stool through the strainer. Make sure as little as possible stays in the zip bag. To do this, prepare the bag well with the silicone spatula before opening it. Finish filtering the stool through the strainer. Keep in mind that during this part of the process, the sample is exposed to oxygen, which is not good. Try to expose it to the air as little as possible. Also, the less time that passes between the bowel movement and the fecal transplant, the better. Next, put the filtered sample into the syringe or syringes. At this point, you can also take the opportunity to clean or at least partially clean the strainer and set aside or throw away the dirty plates. Now comes the final step. Fill a size 000 Drcaps with the sample, but do not fill past the ring so that it doesn't break apart. Then place the size 00 Drcaps inside a size 000 Drcaps delayed release capsule from Pure Capsules, UK. And now you can swallow the double capsule. Keep in mind that capsules, once in contact with the sample, break down quickly. So from the moment you fill them to the moment you swallow them, you must be fast. Don't make the mistake of filling all the capsules first and then swallowing them one by one later. Remember, if this is your first time, 5 to 10 capsules is enough to see how you feel. If you feel bad, you'll need to evaluate why. It could be an OFF syndrome, which is normal in fecal transplants. If you already have experience and transplants feel good for you, you should try to reach at least 40 capsules. Keep in mind that a 30 milliliter syringe is about 20 double capsules. A 00 inside a 000. The double capsule system helps the capsule last longer so that it doesn't dissolve in the stomach but in the small intestine, as close as possible to the large intestine. Note that 000 Drcaps are quite large, so they may be difficult to swallow. It's a good idea to have plenty of mineral water on hand. Do not use tap water because it contains chlorine, which can kill the beneficial bacteria you want to introduce into your intestine. Important: not just any capsules will work. They must be gastro-resistant capsules. The ones I use come from England, pure capsules, although there are also options in Germany. I'll leave the link in the episode notes. Note: avoid capsules with dyes. Clear capsules are better. Swallowing the capsules can be a bit difficult because they are very large and there are many. Be careful not to drink too much water, because your stomach fills up quickly and then you won't be able to swallow more capsules. To avoid this, 2 tips. 1. Drink only a little water with each capsule. 2. When you feel you can't swallow more, take a break of 5 or 10 minutes. Important: use mineral water, avoid chlorinated tap water. Remember, if the disposable gloves get dirty, change them as many times as necessary. When you finish, throw away all disposable material and clean the rest. I mean, especially clean the strainer and the spatula. For cleaning, I recommend using gloves, a single-use sponge, and pharmacy alcohol. After finishing, wait at least a couple of hours before eating again. My recommendation is to do the process in the morning and on an empty stomach. First, because if your stomach is empty, it helps the capsules reach their destination. Second, in the morning, because the more hours you are standing and awake, the faster your intestinal transit works, and therefore the capsules reach their destination sooner. I'll leave a summary of the process on screen so you can take screenshots. If you want the full summary with materials and steps, I've prepared a downloadable PDF, but instead of making it public, I've shared it only in the private Telegram group. I encourage you to join the private Telegram group, where we're already more than 50 people sharing experiences, doubts, and real results. The link is also in the description. And remember, there are many other things to keep in mind for a fecal transplant to work well. How to choose a truly healthy donor, not just anyone will do. What mistakes can make your transplant fail? How many times should you repeat the process to get real results? I have several videos explaining all of this. I'll leave links to them in the episode notes, and you'll also find the links on screen.